We have with us the MD at Akzo Nobel, Rajiv Rajgopal, joining in on the show right now. Rajiv, hi, morning. Great to have you on ET now, as always. Strong performance, Rajiv, once again. Break it down for us. Is it largely driven by industrials or the coating segment?
Good morning. Good morning, Aisha, to you and all the viewers of ET now. Yes, we had a reasonable growth, I would say, in the quarter gone by. It looks strong when you look at the industry reported numbers so far. Our growths have obviously done better in the our industrial or coatings business, with paints reporting muted growth. It was a growth, nevertheless, and I think for us it seems that the strategy seems to be working now because we've consistently been demonstrating strong growth.
Because you're gaining market share, this is the market which is expanding.
Hi, Nikunj. Good morning. So I think we are gaining market share, Nikunj, to be precise, both on the paints and our coatings businesses. We seem to be gaining market share. And this is something that has been coming quite consistently. I've been very wary of sort of talking about it because I look at, I think it's good to talk of market share when you look at a slightly longer time frame. I think now we've seen it over the 9 months of the fiscal. So I think now it's time for us to also accept and recognize the fact that we seem to be moving the needle. We still have a long way to go through.
Also wanted to understand, Rajiv, what kind of volume growth have you witnessed this quarter? Because all your peers, be it Berger, Consign, Nerolac, they've all been clocking double-digit volume growth.
Well, as far as volume growth was concerned, I can't talk of our competitors, but my understanding is the industry was flat to negative. We've had a very low single-digit volume growth. The pricing is still sort of the carry forward of the pricing for both the industry and us is obviously still panning out, both in our coatings and in our paints business.
To the sector after entry of Grasim, because we understand that they will hit the market in 2024.
Yes, Nikunj, still too early to really talk about the formidable player in most sectors they participate. So yes, we are working on strategies. But yeah, to my mind, there are certain areas where the existing players are very strong. As far as we are concerned, we've got a very strong presence in the premium segment, projects, etc. So we'll have to wait and watch how it pans. I'm sure everybody is putting their strategies together. There will be a bit of disruption as and when they launch. But I think every player, I'm sure, including us, is going to make sure that we work hard to protect our turf and our lunch.
Price war could happen. Every time a large player comes in, we've learned from the telecom example that a price war has happened.
Well, look, I think history has also shown that people who've come with a price war or innovation in pricing, if I were to say, going by the telecom example, because I happen to work in that industry, it's a matter of time before the existing players match. And then, that's not a differentiator. Yeah. So I don't think price alone can play. Yes, it'll create short-term disruption. As far as we are concerned, look, in Akzo Nobel, we are now playing the profitable growth story. That's what we've sort of really articulated. We've been consistent, and our endeavors to try and see how we can work around our value propositions, customer experiences, so that we continue to grow profitably.
Now, I want to go back to the construct of the market. One is volume growth. Second is the value growth. What are your views on both for next 2 quarters for Akzo Nobel?
Look, I think the volume growth will now start slowly picking up. It's going to drive it. But as far as this year is concerned, I think there's a carry forward close to about 6 to 7% for most players coming in on pricing. We are not going to be shy of also continuing to look at some price increases if required to manage inflation. And inflation not from a raw material, Nikunj, but also from the other costs because, wage costs, other things have also to be provided for. That said, let me tell you, the RMC is not as benign as one expected it to. You're seeing it, you're also narrating it every day. The crude prices have fallen down and now are slowly going back. I think there are a lot of external circumstances which are completely beyond control. The fact is that if you look at the dollar, the dollar is still hovering around 82 rupees. One had expected it to come, the rupee to get a little stronger. That's not really panned out. Secondly, crude. crude has come down. It's come to the mid 80s, came down to the late 70s, 78, gone back for various set of factors. Yeah, and obviously the external environment continues to be slightly volatile at this point of time. So I would wait and watch. But I do see this year the volume growths having to lead to revenue growth. To answer your question.
But just taking a leaf from that, Rajiv, because crude prices, like you said, are hugely volatile. Having said that, there has been a cool off in titanium dioxide. So I want to understand what kind of margin trajectory can we expect? And could you clock, say, that 16 to 17% range as you did pre-COVID anytime soon?
So look, we've been typically, Aisha, in the 11 to 13% EBIT margins. When you talk of EBIT margins, remember we are a number 4 player. The challenge for us is when the market leader with a 55% market share drops from 20 to 15, obviously the profitability of the industry is expected to get hurt. For me, I would like to sustain a double-digit margin, EBIT margin sort of trajectory at this point of time. But obviously, we need to also make sure that we are growing in a manner which is accretive to the business from a long term. Yeah, so that hopefully answers your question. We've put strategies in place. We are looking at new customer wins, both in our coatings business and in our paints business. I think in the paints business, one good thing that happened in the last quarter for us is the premium continued to grow. And that is a good sign. And I'm certain that if we are able to continue the trajectory with our brand launches and some new advertising that we'll put in our premium exterior very, very soon into television, I think that will help to sustain the margin trajectory.
Appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining in and sharing with us that outlook on Akzo Nobel and how the industry dynamics as well are shaping up. Just a quick check-in on